All those joints, it's me, Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And it's about 1 minute till 7. And that means it's time for Kevin. Yeah. And I want to double check and make sure I'm getting notifications. So let's see here. Yeah, I already hit the live button. Why ain't the notification go out? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Yeah, don't make me get physical with this thing here. Yeah, that's okay. There we go. All right, now somebody said yes, sir. All right. So apparently y'all get notifications before me. Let me refresh. Yep, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Okay. So I got me a notification too. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. Now I know I'm in business. Okay. Now, so what's happening, y'all? Houston in the crib. Where else is everybody checking in from? We got Houston. Where else? Anybody from Alabama? No. Bennettsville, South Carolina. I should just start picking random little small places where I know nobody probably watches this show. Timbuktu. Anybody from Timbuktu? No. I ain't got no Timbuktuers. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Now, I'm assuming you guys can hear me. So with that being said, if y'all can hear me, we might as well get busy. Somebody said, Lima, Ohio, the Bean, good friend of mine I played college ball with named Michael Jackson. He's from Lima. Yeah, he was a tough dude, man, linebacker, Michael Jackson. Oh, yeah, you know the jokes never stop with Michael Jackson. Boy, I tell you. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and get busy. Florida in the crib, but I rock the planet, beating my chest like a what? I rock the planet, beating my chest like a real gorilla, real gorilla, real gorilla. There's some G's in the building. Gorillas in here, gorillas in here, gorillas in here, gorillas in here. That's right, y'all. And so with that being said, my hat goes off to you all for checking out the show on a Friday night. Boom, boom, just got paid. Every time I talk about Friday, that song comes up in my head. Oh, those were good days, man. So, yeah, I hope you guys are having a great week. And we want to get into some stuff tonight. But before we do that, please hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms. And don't forget to check out Kevin's Corner Store. That's right. Got some merchandise in there. And that phone number right there on the screen, 330-974-4607, is a number that you can text MAGA to just in case they unexist me on the internets. I'll be able to find you guys and y'all can find me. Now, with that being said as well, you can also just go straight to the horse's mouth and donate to my Cash App or my PayPal link. And those links are below as well. People still chiming in. Florida in the crib. Phoenix, Arizona's up in this bad boy. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody's welcome in Kevin's Corner, even the liberals. But they better be built tough, okay? Because I don't spare nobody. Everybody is free game in Kev's Corner. Even me. Even me. If I don't spare myself, you know I ain't gonna spare no liberals. I will cut on myself. So, yeah, we're here to have a little fun, but at the same time, talk about some serious situations that are going around the whole world, actually. And, just make it palatable. So, don't get too sensitive, okay, when I let people have it. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our first video tonight, which, it's talking about karma. See, we all know something about karma, chameleon. They come and go. So all of these people that was mean to Donald Trump and said bad things, it appears that a lot of them are facing having to pay up for their atrocities. So let's go ahead and see what this is about. How it all started. Oh, well, look at that. Trump sues Twitter, Google, and Facebook, alleging, censorship? Yeah, I wonder if we could do that. I wonder if you know what? Why can't all these YouTubers that we know are being discriminated against stifled and all that. I wonder if we can put together some type of class action suit, something. Dang, man. They just straight ripping off all kind of subscribers from me. They're sticking me up without a pistol. But Trump wasn't taking it. So he was in the middle of suing them for censorship. Now, shame on them. Did they not think that would come back to bite them? Oh, well, look at that. CBS. Oh, shoot. Oh, news for $10 billion. Oh, my. 10 bit. Was that a B? I thought it was, it shocked me for a minute. I was like, that can't be a B. Can't be. Got to be an M. That's a B. So CBS? Wow. See what happens when you get in bed with the dumb dims? It always comes back to bite you. These are just the media outlets that maybe is getting some karma. I can't wait to a lot of those judges and district attorneys and folks that put together that lawfare start getting a little bit of that karma too. But let's see what happens. Yeah, George Snuffleupagus. Yeah, they had to pay up on behalf of his butt. Uh-oh. Let's see what's happening. ABC News pays $15 million to settle Donald Trump's defamation suit. So that's just one? Okay, so Don got revenge on one company, at least just one. Look at us winning all over the place. Now, wait a minute, what's this? Okay, wait, whoa, hold on. Something else? It's hard to read this backwards. Let me see. All right, it looks like Paramount is settled. They're in settlement talks with Trump over $10 billion because of 60 Minutes and their shenanigans. You mean to tell me they might have cost their whole company $10 billion because of 60 Minutes? That's a lot of money for 60 Minutes. You know what I'm saying? You done flubbed it up in 1 hour and might be coming out of 10 billion. See, that's how much your Trump derangement syndrome could come back to bite you. You're blind. See, there's a lot of blind spots when you're suffering from TDS. You don't sit back and think, whoa, we're out here slandering this guy. We out here trying to do everything we can to help the dang on Democrats. And where are the Democrats when all of these folks who helped them? Donald Trump beats the Democrats. Now he's the guy back in charge. It all failed. Telling you it all comes down. And now what they gonna do? They sitting back like, what the Kamala, we thought y'all was gonna win that thing. We thought y'all was gonna win. So now let's see what else. Mark Zuckerberg, no wonder he was out there talking about Donald Trump's bad A. And I'm gonna go down to Mar-a-Lago and meet with him. And we ain't gonna be censoring no more, because it looks like Meta to pay President Trump 25 million smackaroos. Now look at that. Now all they had to do was behave. All they had to do was just stay out of politics, especially the tech platforms. If they would have just stayed out of politics, they'd have been all right. Okay, but no, they didn't. What else? Oh, yeah.
Everything you've done to me, already done to you.
There it is. Yeah, Trump had to give him everything you've done to me has already been done to you. So it looks like karma has spun around and start slapping some of these people in the face. And it's good. And I hope that many of these other platforms and news networks start to get the hint that maybe we should stay out of, being so biased, or at least be honest about our bias. And even though you can be biased, still be truthful. That's the problem. They're not just biased, but they're liars. See, they're biased and liars at the same time. Chuck Fraud, he got the boot today too. They coached him into quitting. Another one bites the dust. Another lip bites the dust. Ow, and another one's gone, and another one's gone. Another one bites the dust. So I'm glad Chuck Fraud's gone. Yeah, he left all kind of propaganda crumbs on the internet. So farewell, good ribbons, as the little kid said. Now, guys, the unserious Democrats, once again, have embarrassed themselves. They can't get right, man. Now, you would think, man, they would learn. They would learn, like, okay, maybe we should start acting like some common sense people. Maybe we should start acting like serious people. When we have these hearings, maybe we should come out and ask serious questions, and it won't come across like we're there just to go ahead and try to make the Republicans look stupid, look bad, get them in gotcha moments. We're asking questions we don't really want to know the answer to, because as soon as they open their mouth, well, I was thinking, you know what? Never mind. See, all of that stuff. That makes you look very unserious. I mean, if I'm a guy watching these hearings and I actually want to know what the plan is for some of these nominees, you know, the policies and stuff, I can't even hear what they're saying. Every time y'all ask them a question and I'm going, oh, that's a good question, I can't wait to hear the answer. They don't want to hear the answer, especially if the answer is blowing up the question. Because, see, the questions are usually biased. The questions are usually designed to, disgrace them, berate them, accuse them of something. So when you got very clever people like Donald Trump has nominated, okay, and they are able to anticipate the stupidity of the Democrats and all their shenanigans, and they're able to respond properly, then you get them pulling the parachute, and then, of course, pulling the whole, well, it's my time, return, I'm regaining my time. You're not allowed to speak, especially if you're blowing me up, especially if you're embarrassing me. So they come across as very unserious, and then, even worse, ignorant. I mean, some of these folks you're about to see got themselves caught saying some of the dumbest stuff, and I'm thinking, you didn't even realize that? You just was proven dumb by default. That you're dumb by default. The person you are attacking didn't even have to do nothing. You walked yourself right into that stupidity. So let's go ahead and check out the clown show. Send in the clowns. Who's first? Who's up?
I want to ask you, what do you think Democrats need to do to pull themselves out of sort of this hole that they're in since Trump's been elected?
Go ahead and shut the whole party down. Dismember the whole party. So now we're looking at Elizabeth Warren. Here we go. They're asking her, you guys are in a funk because your party sucks. But let's see what she says. Let's see if she encourages everybody.
And who do you see as the leader of the Democratic Party in this moment?
So look, the thing we need to do is get off our butts and get back in the fight.
Okay.
That's right. I get it. It hurts to lose to Donald Trump.
Should I gloat? Should I gloat? Yeah, should I gloat? I know it hurts. Especially when you guys have been calling this dude Hitler, racist, Mussolini, white supremacist, the Ku Klux Klan member, dictator, threat to democracy. Especially when y'all been calling him all of those things and then you lose to him. How do you explain that, Pocahontas? Here you guys are telling everybody he's a danger to democracy, and y'all lost to him. Y'all had the media, all those movie stars and stuff like that on y'all squad. And they helped out. And now all of a sudden, y'all took it to the chin. So now let's hear her go ahead and try to pretend that the Democrats, they even though they lost, they're an example of how to lose with dignity.
It hurts to lose the Senate. It hurts to lose the House. We don't have all the power.
You know what hurts even worse than that, Pocahontas? Getting cheated. That's right. Yeah, it hurts to know that you really won, but you were cheated. And of course, all the powers that be tried to make sure anybody who questioned the 2020 election was an insurrectionist, an election denier, all of that stuff. So now that they got their butts beat in 2024, she's going to come out and say that we won with dignity. Yeah, we ain't no election deniers. Look, you see the difference between Trump and stuff and us? See how this is the proper way to lose. But see, what Pocahontas have forgotten, that they have left a trail of evidence of election denial. So let's go ahead and watch her pretend that they lost with dignity. Now understand this too. The only reason they ain't out there doing that, well, probably two reasons. One, they spent so much time accusing Trump of it, and they probably were like, okay, at least got to be worth it for us to go ahead and do what we normally do, which is try to deny the results of the election. Meaning this, if we can keep it close enough to where we could justify our outrage and our screaming and stuff, then we'll do what we always do. However, when you get blasted, you might as well go ahead and pretend we're taking the high ground, because you ain't got a leg to stand on. You can't come in here, all right, we only lost by 5 million votes in this city, this state rather, and this close. We want to recount. We want to recount. So now here she is trying to pretend they're uppity.
Like to have? Sure. That's what elections do. We believe in democracy. We accept the outcome of elections.
What?
Thank you. When they say stuff, man, it'd be hilarious. Oh, thank you, by the way, reminding me of that, Don. I'm going to, as soon as I get done tonight with the show, I'm going to apply for my press pass. Dun, dun, dun. So now, she said that, that they support democracy and that they accept the results of the election. You mean like Joe Biden? When he won like 14 million votes, but somehow Kamala Harris ends up being a nominee. When they sent over the hit woman herself, Nancy Pelosi, and the crew to go ahead and tell him to shut it down like that. Yeah, y'all love democracy, like y'all allowed all y'all people to, vote for Chameleon? Oh, no, they didn't get the chance to do that. But y'all love democracy.
We don't have all the power we would like to have. Sure, that's what elections do. We believe in democracy. We accept the outcome of elections.
Well, we better go ahead and take a look up under the hood. Oh, really?
Oh, really?
You can run the best campaign. You can even become the nominee.
Oh, my.
And you can have the election stolen from you.
That's crooked.
How can you win with Russian interference, though?
That's a real
what I'm
thing.
scared about in 2020.
But rightly.
Because I think he's an illegitimate president that didn't really win. So how do you,
and look at her.
Fight against that in 2020?
Look at Chameleon.
You are absolutely right.
You are absolutely right. You see this? All these election deniers, these folks who claim they're accepting democracy and elections have consequences and stuff like that. But Donald Trump, he's an election denier. And you know what's funny about this? Every Republican that they interview, every nominee that they question, one of the questions on their list, are you ready to go ahead and admit that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election? Why do they keep bringing that up? I mean, why in the world, though, aren't Republicans prepared for that question? All they have to do is take one of these montages off the internet that shows, what? Did somebody say another plane crash? Are you kidding me? You talking about the one that happened the other night, or am I missing something? Something just happened? What? In PA? Are you serious? In Philadelphia, another plane crash. What the heck is going on here? Huh. I got a good mind to go ahead and, I'm going to look that up in a little bit right after this show. Man, what's going on? Something funny is happening here. I'm a little concerned. A small plane? Okay, it was a small plane. Well, we'll get the details, I'm sure. But anyway, all they have to do, though, is just show these clips. I mean, I wouldn't bog myself down trying to explain to them what I just go, man, look, man, I don't want to hear nothing from y'all. Look at this. Is this you? Are you talking about Russia helped Trump win? Oh, here's some more, though. Here's some more.
Trump didn't actually win the election in 2016. He lost the election, and he was put into office because the Russians interfered.
He was put in the office because of Russian interference, but he really lost the election, says Jimmy Carter.
I have an objection
The poodle
because
up top.
10 of the 29 electoral votes cast by Florida were cast by electors not lawfully certified. We believe.
You see that election denier? Poodle up top? The one that got caught on a video a couple months back talking about we're just not going to, certify the election. Then just prepare for civil war. That's all we're going to do. That guy. But there's Elizabeth Warren up here telling us, look at us. We've lost with dignity.
Even democracy, we accept the outcome of elections.
Our election was hijacked. There was no question. Congress has a duty to hashtag protect our democracy and hashtag follow the facts.
And that was coming from the nastiest of them all. It was hijacked. The same woman who said I was set up. So there you have it.
Russia interfered with our election, attacked our democracy for the sole purpose of artificially placing someone at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. They were successful.
Hawker Jeffries? You see the hawker right there saying that Russia done put Trump in the White House? Now, see, this is going to lead into how unserious the Democrats are when we start watching how they are questioning some of Trump's nominees. And what burns me up is these folks use the dirtiest tactics ever, where they will accuse you of being a traitor to your country. I mean, that right there, when you start saying somebody's a Russian asset, a Putin puppet, they cozy up to dictators, you're questioning their loyalty to their country. You're pretty much saying they're treasonous. See, these aren't things you just recklessly throw out there. But this shows how dirty this party is because they sling that stuff out there as a political weapon. They're not using it because it's true. They know exactly that it's a lie. But they're saying, I'm willing to label this person as a traitor to their country so I can win, so I can make them look bad. I mean, this is what makes the Democrat Party so funky, so foul, so corrupt, so evil. When you hear Republicans criticize Democrats, you don't hear them just saying stuff like, you're a traitor to your country because that you're a Putin puppet and this and this and that. We look at things that they did or said, and we address those things. And if they're accurate, then yeah, you might be called something, but it's based on something you can say, there's evidence of that. There's a connection. You know what I'm saying? I can see why you might call this person this or that. But then when you say this person was put in the office by Putin, and you don't have a phone call between Trump and Putin, you don't have no evidence, you're all just straight up lying. And then when it comes out, mum's the word. Not only did it come out that it was all a lie, but we found out Hillary Clinton put that mess together. And then you get Hawker Jeffries up here talking about Putin put Trump in office.
I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president.
Look at this.
He knows that there were a bunch of different reasons why the election turned out the way it did.
Yeah, because you got your butt beat. That's why. There are a bunch of reasons, because you were foul, stinking, and corrupt and crooked. That's the name, crooked. Okay? Everybody's to blame but me, crooked. Maybe if you weren't so crooked, you might have had a shot. And then you have her. Gaps in the teeth. That's right. I can see that gap coming a mile away. So now let's go ahead and see what she had to say about her election.
You recognize I am not the governor of Georgia.
And you never will be.
But I do like to point out something that is true for me and for many in our state.
Don't you say
And
it.
that is, we won.
I am not.
You hear that? How you gonna say you won and she done got her butt beat twice? Now, let's end, of course, because Elizabeth Warren is going to set off the unserious section of our show. Here's the liar herself right here, having to go ahead and bend the knee to the narrative that she's an engine. Yeah, the one that got scholarships and stuff and was out there talking about I'm the first minority that ever, because Paul said that I have high cheekbones, just like the Indians.
Not a member of a tribe. And I have apologized for not being more sensitive to that distinction. It's an important distinction.
Senator
Warren, there you go. Warren. So now you see Pocahontas. So now she's back. Pocahontas is back, and she's about to go ahead and that was funny. Wait a second. She might as well have done that while she was questioning RFK, because that's all I heard was a whole bunch of this noise.
Senator Warren, it's a very busy.
Okay, now let me get serious. Okay, yeah. Boy, I tell you, modern technology. Oh boy. Okay, now, so here she is, guys, talking about such a classy woman, Tulsi Gabbard. So eloquent, so well-spoken, so intelligent. Unbelievable. Somebody said, is that a real or a meme? No, it's a meme. It's a meme. See, I got to work. I got to work on my AI and my meme games, man. I want to be able to put in my head, I would light these people up if I was able to do stuff like that. But whoever put that one together was hilarious. So now, here she is putting her foul mouth on Tulsi Gabbard, and look at the nasty, hurtful things that she's saying. She's smearing her.
Today on Capitol Hill, and another high-profile hearing that's taking place is Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence. Now, Tulsi Gabbard served our country in uniform, but she's also at times amplified Russian propaganda.
See? There it is, man. Go straight to that garbage. What does that mean? Russian propaganda. Now, what's crazy about this is these networks spew nothing but deep state propaganda and Democrat propaganda. And the stuff that they label and say Russia did it, Russia ain't got nothing to do with it. So really, like I heard Hawker Jeffries just say, that Russia put Trump in the office. That right there is spreading Russian propaganda. I mean, this dude right here is lying on Russia. So she's now saying she often spreads Russian propaganda. So whenever we don't like you, you're spewing Russian propaganda, you're spewing the China propaganda, you're spewing any of our enemies' propaganda because you're a traitor and not loyal to your country.
She's been, in my opinion, an Assad apologist after she met with him several years ago and failed to call out some of the human rights abuses he took part in. Do you believe she'll be confirmed? Is there any sort of bipartisan concerns about her running?
Now, I want you to think of the premise of these statements right here. What you are insinuating is for some reason, Tulsi Gabbard just wants to defend dictators. I mean, all the loyalty she has to her country, all the service and stuff. But for some reason, she got this motive to just say, you know what? I'm going to speak on behalf of Russia. For some reason, I like Russia. Some reason, I think I should defend Russia. There's no real reason for it, except she just likes Russia. That's what you're saying? What's her motive? You're saying she's spewing Russian propaganda. What is her motive? Is Putin paying her? I mean, these are the things you got to internalize when you hear stuff like this. So you're saying that for whatever reason, she wants to spew Russian propaganda, but you can't tell me her motive, why she would be doing it. And then you go on to say she's an Assad sympathizer. So now she likes him? You know, she just decides, I'm going to go over there and defend this man just because I think he's a good guy? Or could it be something deeper? But these people are trained just to go ahead and throw the surface allegation out there to try to impede somebody's character. And then you have Pocahontas come right out and say this.
Our national security apparatus.
Oh, listen, there are plenty of concerns. Most everybody in the Senate understands the threat she poses. And I just want to make sure everyone understands the job she would have here. She would be the number one person in charge of all of our secrets.
And trying to act serious. All of our secrets. All of her. I mean, I want you to understand. Okay, so now here she is. What is she about to do? McCarthyism. You're a traitor to your country.
Right? All of our intelligence, everything we gather from around the world, and every one of our allies around the world who feed us information, which makes our information more valuable.
So wait, all of our allies around the world who feeds us information, what if they're feeding us incorrect information? We no longer have the right to question it just because it came from an ally? What if our allies have a motive? What if our allies want us to jump on board with helping them get rid of somebody or get in some type of skirmish that has nothing to do with us? So they say, you know what they had did? You know what they had? They had shot some rockets over here. They had did this. How do we know? We can't ask questions. We can't do an investigation. We just got to immediately respond. So what if the intel community is setting us all up and feeding us shite? So what Elizabeth Warren is doing right here is she's not doing oversight. She's not talking about the intel stuff like she is really doing oversight to protect us from getting drugged into some stupid stuff. The point of oversight is to say, does that make sense? Did that really happen? Before we sign off on something, before we encourage everybody to jump on board with this crap, we're just going to rubber stamp it. Yeah, no chance that the intel community could be deceptive. No chance of that. So we're going to take everything they tell us and say, let's do it. And Tulsi Gabbard is going to open up and share all of the reasons why we shouldn't do that. But according to her, I mean, they share all the information and they understand what she's going to be over.
And that's how we make decisions about where to move, where risks are, where our armies need to be, all of that.
Like in Iraq, huh? Afghanistan, places like that where we shouldn't have been? You mean like that? That's how we make our moves. Let's go over there and get those weapons. Oh, shoot, there's nothing over here? Our bad. Well, you guys going to be okay? Everybody? Okay, well, we're just lock up, let ourselves out.
She would be the person at the top. And there are a lot of folks who just believe the evidence shows she's in Vladimir Putin's pocket.
Oh, God, see? These are, I mean, if these folks could be sued for defamation, a lot of folks, just say a lot of folks, right? Yeah, who? The Democrats? Y'all sat around and said, let's come up with this lie. If we could just go ahead and label her as a Putin puppet in Vladimir's pocket. Why? When did she get in his pocket? What did Vladimir say? Like, no evidence. There's no pushback by this lady asking her the questions. So now, many of us, who? That's all you got to do. Start asking questions. Oh, many of you like who? And what's your evidence of that, Pocahontas? The same type of evidence that you got of being an engine? That type of evidence? So you're just going to throw that out there. Many of us believe she knows she's not going to get any questions, no pushback. So here she is just saying it generally, like everybody's thinking this. And a Putin, in his pocket. Well, what's the benefit? Is he giving her money? Is she now a traitor? Is she a spy? What does it mean when you say she's in his pocket? These are the questions that these idiots need to be asking. So here she is just slandering this woman and can't hold a candlestick to Tulsi Gabbard on any level.
So here's the deal. It's just like with RFK. The Democrats are prepared to say no. And
that's all they do. No. But this is going to be good for the country. No. But this is going to be good for everybody. No, and vote that way. The Republicans know the threat that these people pose. They are the ones, just a handful, have to have the backbone to stand up and say no. You see? So now she's pleading with our rhinos to try to sabotage one of the best picks in his cabinet. And if they fall for this, let them have it. Unleash hell on any one of them that tries to sabotage Tulsi Gabbard, especially after Tulsi Gabbard opens up with this wonderful opening statement that really highlight where the problem is with the intel community. And also, it echoes the sentiment of all of us that's been watching the abuse of the intel community. But here she is trying to get our rhinos to jump on board.
With RFK, just a few Republicans to say no, and the rest of us can protect our children. With Tulsi Gabbard, just a few Republicans to say no.
So now she's asking our rhinos to join their side, but she's not talking about, there might be a couple Democrats that might vote. Now, she already just excluded the possibility of a Democrat supporting the Republican. No, we're all going to say no. But we want to catch a couple dummies slipping on y'all squad. We want to pick off a couple of your traitors over there. Some of your traitors that will fall for this type of propaganda. Yeah, I'm concerned about her and her relationship with Assad and the Snowden and stuff like that.
And our national security will be assured.
Well, here we go. Look at this queen right here. Look at her, so eloquent, coming out with that distinguished gray in her hair. And how cool, calm, and collective she is. And look at what she lays down. Now, how are you going to attack her character, her qualifications, and all of that stuff, and her loyalty to the country, after which she reads off in her opening statement?
I'm honored and grateful to President Trump for his trust and confidence in nominating me to serve our country as the Director of National Intelligence at a time when trust in the intelligence community, unfortunately, is at an all-time low.
Yeah.
Chuck Schumer admitted a few years ago, quote, "You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you."
Chuck got caught slipping. Yes, you take on the intel community. So now we know there's a deep state. Chuck doesn't, see, this, remember, they're always out, there's no deep state. They always talk about the deep state. So Chuck let us know there is a deep state. The fact that he even said that is a problem. And you are a person in Congress or over the executive branch, and he's threatening that a agency that's supposed to be under you and working for you and loyal to you will betray you if they don't like what you stand for. That's what he said. So now we got one absolute form of evidence that the intel community is not the wonderful, reliable agency that Pocahontas just said it is.
For too long, faulty, inadequate, or weaponized intelligence have led to costly failures and the undermining of our national security and God-given freedoms enshrined in the Constitution.
Give us some examples.
The most obvious example of one of these failures is our invasion of Iraq based upon a total fabrication or complete failure of intelligence.
What? But y'all want her to not question, weapons, chemical weapons used over there y'all want her and all the rest of us to just say, oh, well, they said that we're fighting for freedom and democracy over there because I guess they have something over there that's scary. So send in the troops, America. Yeah, that's what they want. So that's one thing. Two things, actually. Tell us some more. Show us the other stuff.
This disastrous decision led to the deaths of tens of thousands of American soldiers, millions of people in the Middle East.
But Tulsi's the bad person. She's the one that's a threat and puts us in danger if she's over the intel community. The woman who would be the quickest to stop and say, wait a minute, we need more evidence. How does this is the best interest for America? I don't know if we want to commit to that right there. You know what? We might not want to put our troops in the danger. Maybe we should stay out of that. So she's the danger though, right? Nobody ever came out and apologized for all of those young men and women who died overseas for nothing. Absolutely nothing. Here you are going off thinking you fighting against something and you die in a foreign country only to find out years later. Oops. And see, this is what burns me up. They're going to be attacking her like none of this stuff ever happened. Like the intel community is wonderfully operated, trustworthy, and she's going to come in and break it.
Mass migration, destabilization, and undermining of the security and stability of our European allies, the rise of ISIS, the strengthening of Al-Qaeda and other Islamist jihadist groups.
All coming from the intel community. Look at that. Look at all the wonderful things they've wrought. But now we got an agent of change, and they don't like it. So now she's a Russian agent or something like that right there.
And strengthening Iran. Here are just a few other examples.
Well, give us some more.
The American people elected Donald Trump as their president not once, but twice. And yet the FBI and intelligence agencies were politicized by his opponents to undermine his presidency and
in coordination with the whole Democrat Party. So no wonder they don't want somebody in there that's going to correct that and dig out that nasty corruption, because they were co-opted by the dang on Democrat Party. Chuck Schumer was out there boasting about them, talking about what they do to you. Understand that? Yeah, they were working on behalf of the Democrat Party. Anytime the Democrats defend an agency, a company, a platform, anytime they do that, it's compromised. It's a tool for them. When at the FBI, they're always slandering the upstanding men and women in the FBI. Christopher Wray was great. They need to leave him in there. And I'm going, he worked for y'all, huh? I didn't know what the CIA is. It's great. Oh, y'all use them to go and spot Carter Page, George Papadopoulos, and everybody else. So basically, it's the deep state works coincide with you guys sometimes. Twitter, leave Twitter alone. The Twitter's doing what they're supposed. Wait a minute. They bought Twitter. Elon bought it. Oh, it's free. You know what? We got to shut it down. We got to shut X down. So anytime they praise something or they defend something, I'm saying, why are you doing that? Y'all must, have compromised that joint. So what else?
falsely portray him as a puppet of Putin. Title I
just like they did to her. So there's two ways you can tell if you are a real danger to the Democrats. One, if you become labeled a Putin puppet, you know you're doing something. Two, if you earn the title of a Nazi, yeah, man. Yeah, you done reach a high level of danger to the Democrat and the deep state. You know what we got to do? We got to label him a Nazi. So, you know what? Putin puppet. Let's try that. How about Putin Nazi? there we go. Let's go with that one. Let's mix it up a bit. He's a Putin Nazi. So now let's continue, though.
Was used illegally to obtain a warrant to spy on Trump campaign advisor Carter Page, using a Clinton campaign-funded false dossier as their so-called evidence.
So now we found a Russian collusion? Yeah. It was coming from Hillary Clinton and our deep state. See, as they're calling her a Russian Putin puppet, she's in the back pocket of Putin. Now we see where all the Russia collusion and stuff like that came from. Do you think Russia is more dangerous than our weaponized intel community? I mean, that is dangerous to me. The stuff that she's reading off right now blows out any of the accusations that they have to lay on her at all. I'm sitting here going, they did what? They spied on the president? You mean they tell me they was going, what? They was listening to the phone. Russia wasn't doing that. That was our own intel community. But she's the Putin puppet.
Biden campaign advisor Tony Blinken was the impetus for the 51 former senior intelligence officials' letter dismissing Hunter Biden's laptop as disinformation, specifically to help Biden win the election.
Was that Russia? I mean, did Mother Russia send somebody, Smirnov, I want you to go to America, take laptop, put in place, then make sure everybody think it's crackhead's laptop. That's what you do, Smirnov. Make sure you sign it just like crackhead. Yeah, all of that evidence that showed that was Hunter's laptop, and they wanted us to think it was the Russians. Now, can we trust the intel community? That's what I want to know. Sounds like they're more dangerous than Putin, because they're turning all of this on us. Unbelievable. But here they are, attacking and questioning her loyalty.
Former DNI James Clapper lied to this committee in 2013.
And what happened?
Denying the existence of programs that facilitated the mass collection of millions of Americans' phone and internet records.
Oh, what? You know what? Right there. Whole agency needs to get shut down, for all I care. See, when you start letting me know stuff like that and nothing's happening to these people, remember, they're untouchable. The intel community have been running around off the leash for years, and they want to make sure that she don't put them on that leash. That's the problem. So they better be lucky that they're trying to salvage that bad boy. Once you break the trust of the community and of the people, I'm thinking, man, tear that sucker down now. I don't know if it can be salvaged. They're so used to doing whatever they want to do. Now she's laying out a case. Okay, a case that should just shut anybody up that might question her loyalty to the country. I question Intel's loyalty to the country when they're weaponizing this against their citizens.
Yet was never held accountable. Under John Brennan's leadership, the CIA abused its power to spy on Congress, to dodge oversight, lied about doing it until he was caught, and yet has never been held responsible.
This woman, sign her up. There you go. We might as well just skip all of the questioning and go ahead and vote. Just this opening statement is an indictment alone when it comes down to the intel community and the abuses that agency has had over the years. And yet they're going to try to attack her character, her qualifications. You're not crooked enough. You're not willing to go ahead and lie to the public to get us to get into war so we can all get paid and get kickbacks and stuff like that and topple governments. You're not willing to do that. Therefore, you must be a Putin puppet.
Under Biden, the FBI abused its power for political reasons to try to surveil Catholics who attend traditional Latin Mass.
Did Putin do that? What, is that China? Is that Assad spying on us? Like, no? Oh, that's the intel community. That don't make me feel like y'all loyal to us.
Labeling them as quote unquote radical traditionalist Catholics. Personally, just 24 hours after I criticized Kamala Harris and her nomination,
see what happens when the intel community is in cahoots with the Democrats and weaponized? Now she finds herself on a list.
I was placed on a secret domestic terror watch list called Quiet Skies.
There it is. That's our intel community that she's about to be over. Yeah, she's not qualified though. She's not qualified to step in there and destroy any of that garbage that's going on. So when you cross them, just like Chuck Schumer said, they have the ways of, and bam, she finds herself on a watch list, just like all of us too. Remember the FBI was putting together that list of potential extremists, only for the right though. Yeah, the list only had stuff that might, identify you as a right-wing extremist. They wasn't putting the list together for all of the radical leftists. All right, if they have a Black Lives Matter flag, that could mean they're radical. If they got Kool-Aid in their hair and they're riding around in a Prius, okay, if they didn't put that list together. Interesting.
Sadly, there are more examples. The bottom line is this must end.
And they don't like it. They want to put somebody in there that's going to say, yeah, thanks for nominating me. I would definitely defend the Constitution, and then behind closed doors. All right, here's what Trump's up to. Now, listen, we're going to go ahead and leak a memo, all right, and say that Trump was on a phone call with them. That's who they want. They want somebody who's trying to keep the regime in place. And they know she's about to blow it up.
President Trump's reelection is a clear mandate from the American people to break the cycle of failure, end the weaponization and politicization of the intelligence community, and begin to restore trust in those who've been charged with the critical task of securing our nation.
Now, I can trust this lady right here who's sitting up there looking like an angel. And all of that white with the distinguished gray, beautiful, calm, cool, and collective, and sincere. See, the thing about Tulsi is you can tell she's sincere. Even when she was a Democrat back then, she still, when she had convictions, came across relatively sane and sincere. And when you are a part of a party like that and you have these characteristics, you can't survive long in that party. Your conscience will beat you up, and they will do stupid enough stuff to start waking you up even more to where you say, I'm out of here. I'm done. This party now has opened my eyes. So now here we go, y'all. Y'all ready for the unserious questions and stuff? Here we go.
I want to make certain that in no way does Russia get a pass in either your mind or your heart.
Unserious.
Or in any policy recommendation you would make or not make.
Senator, I'm offended by the question because my soul...
Because you are a dummy. Yeah, that's why. What would be my motive for giving Putin a pass? What do y'all want to happen to Putin? That's my question. Putin is the most evil, dangerous person on the planet, I guess. So what's the solution for Putin? Everything revolves around Putin. So do y'all just want to blow him off the map? What's the deal? I mean, can we find some common ground? Can we just say, hey, man, you on the other side of the earth? I mean, how about you just focus on Russia, okay, and their interest, and we'll focus on the U.S., and all of that stuff, and figure out ways we can all get paid, make money, and be fair and stuff like that. No, because if you do that, you're a Putin puppet. You're propping up a regime. So what? I was just asking. You want me to just what? Y'all want to assassinate him? Do y'all want to go ahead and do a hit on him? What's the end game for the whole Putin thing? Because it keeps coming up. Everybody's worried about him. I just want to make sure you're not a Putin puppet. I would ask them that question.
Full focus, commitment, and responsibility is about our own nation, our own security, and the interests of the American people. In carrying out the responsibilities of the Director of National Intelligence, if confirmed, no country, group, or individual will get a pass. In my fulfilling that responsibility of providing that full intelligence picture so that you all can make the best informed policy decisions for the safety, security, and freedom of the American people.
Thank you, Tulsi. See how calm she was, even when she checked him. Senator, I'm offended by the question. In other words, why would you even bring this up in this context to even insert or infer that I might be secretly working on behalf of the Russians? Now, do you see why they're unserious? Do you see how foul and filthy and dirty they are? They are trying to impute this woman's character. I mean, this woman is a good person. You can tell that Tulsi Gabbard is a good person. And yet, they don't give a darn about that. They want to look, Brett Kavanaugh was basically a choir boy. They accuse this dude of being a gang you-know-what-is. Now, if you got a party that's willing to do that, that party right there is trash. They're unserious. But wait, it gets worse.
You have my commitment to be completely objective, unbiased, and apolitical. And I hope you understand my commitment to our country's interests.
Bam!
Can't we do?
Here we go. Here we go. It gets worse. The clowns right now. Let's send in the next one. The horns on the shoes. Background music. Every time I see them come in my head, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I hear. So now here this guy is. He's not asking no questions. All he's doing is just trying to trash her.
Do better than somebody who doesn't believe in 702? Can't we believe that somebody who can't answer whether Snowden was a traitor 5 times today?
But you want to overlook what Snowden showed everybody. He showed everybody that our government was the traitors. They were spying on us. Granted, maybe how he handled everything wasn't right. But the premise of what happened, the bulk, the whole purpose of him even doing that, y'all just skip over that part. He's the traitor, right? Unlike the fact that our intel community was spying on us and they promised they wouldn't. That sounds to me like a betrayal of the trust of the people. But he's the villain, right? And she's the villain for saying, hey, this guy, if he wouldn't have did what he did, y'all would still be having y'all way. And instead of, y'all want to focus on him and defend the intel community who broke our trust. To me, they're the traitors.
Who made excuses for Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine?
See, and they try to act like they're upset about that. They made excuses for Vladimir Putin. No, it's not an excuse, it's a fact. If y'all butts wouldn't have instigated this, it would have never happened. It would have never happened. I mean, what was Zelensky gonna do without us, instigating him into it? You think he was gonna take a stance and fight Russia alone? He was ready to sign on a dotted line, work out some issues. Don't do it. Don't tell him, you know what? We're not gonna commit. You can be in NATO. You think Putin's gonna let that happen? You think he's gonna let them get in NATO so we can park missiles right on his border? That's not, parroting Russian talking points and being sympathetic. That's just being a realist. That's all that is. It would be the same if Russia tried to park missiles down in Cuba, Mexico. We're going to have to invade Mexico. That's what we're going to have to do. We'll be darned if we let y'all go ahead and park missiles down there in Mexico. But this guy, he's skipping over that reality. Yeah, so let's continue hearing him grandstand with his acting.
The first time I'm aware of any American official has done that, I'm questioning her judgment. That's the issue that's at stake here.
So we're about to find out if her judgment was accurate. Now, first of all, Trump has even talked about that. Don't talk about the first time I heard an official, everything is like this, and I can't believe it, it's blowing my mind. They're like that salesman on them car commercials. We're slashing prices, everything down here is out of, you know what, it's blowing my mind. You want to get down here right now? I mean, it's pandemonium. That's what they're like. Unserious, man. All about the show, the acting, ain't asking her nothing. Just out here just trashing her, okay? And he's talking about something, I can't believe it. Well, he's questioning her judgment. Let's see how accurate her judgment is.
And as you said, and I totally agree, this is about our intelligence officers. And you cannot, most of what we do here is in secret.
And that's the problem, okay? Because when the secrets come out that these folks have turned against us, y'all want to come out and defend them and try to trash the person who wants to make sure that don't happen again.
This is one of the very few opportunities that you will ever have to have a conversation with this panel in public. And the record is going to be very clear about the position you took with regard to Edward Snowden. And the record is going to be very clear about your reaffirmation of the statements you made in the middle of the night.
Look at it.
When Russia was invading the free country of Ukraine.
The middle of the night, Russia was invading the free country of Ukraine that we just been sending a whole bunch of money over there with no accountability to. You mean the free country of Ukraine who is jailing priests and not having elections? That free country of Ukraine? That one? Huh? And here you are. So we're supposed to be the country that just blindly say, well, we got to go over there and defend their borders. It's the free country of Ukraine. Wait a minute. Isn't our southern border open, though? It is? Don't worry about that, though. Don't worry about that. We're defending democracy over in... Where's Ukraine again? Where's that? You know what? I think I better go ahead and change my flag. Put the Ukrainian flag up. See, Democrats, man.
And I hope we will take that in consideration when we have this vote.
Senator Kelly.
Uh-oh. Now watch this piece of work.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Colonel Gabbard, when Russia was denying us use of chemical weapons, they accused the U.S. of supporting terrorists. This is a line that Putin used frequently during the Syrian civil war as he supported Assad.
Not like we never done that, right? I mean, to tear down one regime, use another group of evil actors to do it, and then when those evil actors do it, oh crap, y'all evil too? Oh shoot, man, my bad.
Officials made similar comments. They did it repeatedly. They did it in public. They did it at the United Nations. In 2016, you gave an interview in which you said, and this is a quote, the U.S. is providing direct and indirect support to terrorist groups in order to overthrow the Syrian government. And in 2019, on the Democratic presidential debate stage, you said of President Trump, this is a quote, this current president is continuing to betray us. We were supposed to be going after al-Qaeda, but over years now, not only have we not gone after al-Qaeda, our president is supporting al-Qaeda.
Now, see, the interesting part about that is they were feeding Trump lies. But Trump was wise enough not to overcommit. They wanted us to go in and attack. Trump just said, you know what, let's just show an example. A show of force with the Moab bomb. Yeah, let's show them what we could do. But let's not go ahead and attack them. No damage. Don't want to kill no people. Just show them what we're capable of. Because, see, I don't know if you guys have my best interests in mind, too. I don't know. See, I got a gut feeling. Since the deep state don't like me, they might try to coach me into going in and doing something very unpopular to where later on in my presidency, I will be looked at like George Bush. Yeah, they'll be going, that idiot went into Iraq and they lied to him and he bought it. So Trump never overcommitted to what the intel community was feeding him. Same thing when we were going to Iran and everybody was like, yes, nasty Pelosi and them. They would have loved for Trump to drag us into some unnecessary war. And Trump was like, whoa, wait. Before we go ahead and blow up these facilities, how many people are going to get killed? Like 250 compared to a drone that they shot down? But all of the intel community, go to war, President. We got to strike now. We have to move. Hurry up. Let's do it. And Trump was like, nah, how about we bring those planes back? Okay. They know not to push it. They know not to do nothing stupid because we don't want to have to start killing real folks. So Trump was wise enough not to overcommit based on the influence of the intel community. And back then, that was her interpretation of what was happening because she had the gonads to actually talk to the people in Syria. And the people in Syria were letting her know that these folks that they're saying is the resistance, they're really, I think what she said, al-Qaeda or something like that. So let's see.
So I'm interested to hear, what was your goal in saying these things? And did you consider, before saying them, the motives of Iran and Russia, what their motives might have been before making these claims?
Senator, as someone who enlisted in the military specifically because of al-Qaeda's terrorist attack on 9/11 and committing myself and my life to doing what I could to defeat these terrorists, it was shocking and a betrayal to me and every person who was killed on 9/11, their families and my brothers and sisters in uniform. When as a member of...
Yeah, and here I am thinking we're going over there to attack Osama bin Laden, but yet we end up in what? Iraq or Afghanistan somewhere? I'm sitting there like, wait, why are we doing? We're blowing up mountains? Is he up there? Why are we overthrowing overthrow regimes? What does Gaddafi have to do with it? Hold on. How does Saddam Hussein just went over there straight killing folks? Just killing folks. Hillary, we came, we killed, we just doing anything. But here, this guy, I'm a little concerned. What would make you do that? Now, she's going to explain what made her do it, not to mention what she's explaining happened. That means her judgment was right.
Congress, I learned about President Obama's dual programs that he had begun really to overthrow the regime of Syria, and being willing to, through the CIA's Timber Sycamore program that has now been made public, of working with and arming and equipping Al-Qaeda in an effort to overthrow that regime.
Now, he's asking her a dumb question. He could go look at it. I mean, he's on the intel community. Don't he know that that's true? Here she is. She's laying it out. The reason I felt this way is because I found out that we weren't over there doing what they wanted, they said we were doing. We had a secondary motive, see? And instead of going ahead and putting our boots on the ground, we were going to go ahead and use their locals, which really wasn't the freedom fighters we were saying they were, but we were actually helping these terrorists overthrow the regime because we want regime change. Okay, so let's continue.
Starting yet another regime change war in the Middle East. DoD train and equip program, again, begun under President Obama, is widely been known, looked at, and studied, that ultimately resulted in over $500 million being used to train who they called moderate rebels, but were actually fighters working with and aligned with Al-Qaeda's affiliate on the...
This woman was ahead of the curve. These folks trying to question her loyalty and all of this stuff, and she is a Assad sympathizer. But what she's saying happened. It was true. And they're still attacking her like whatever she was saying back then was a lie. You didn't believe the intel community. Now she's telling you why she didn't believe the intel community, and then going to tell you and see what happened.
The ground in Syria, all to move forward with their regime change and not acknowledging what was obvious at the time and what has unfortunately borne true, which was that a regime change war in Syria, much like the regime change wars in Iraq, the toppling of Gaddafi and Mubarak,
all of that,
while these are all dictators, would likely result in the rise of Islamist extremists like Al-Qaeda taking power.
Now, everything she just said to us as MAGA supporters, as, America First, we're listening to this and saying these foul folks are always into something. Yeah, I don't trust them right now. Yeah, I don't care if they come up to the mic out there, we just had something take place where we need to respond. I don't know. Somebody like her who accurately assessed that, and now walk this man through all of the reasons why she felt that way and the results of everything she just said. Watch how this guy responds, because he was questioning her judgment.
No tears for the fall of the Assad regime, but today we have an Islamist extremist who is now in charge of Syria,
just like
as I said, who danced on the streets to celebrate the 9/11 attack, who ruled over Idlib with an Islamist extremist governance, and who has already begun to persecute and kill and arrest religious minorities like Christians in Syria.
I got a tendency to want to trust the person who was wise enough to see all of that playing out. And then now we got the evidence that it all happened just like she said it would. And his response to that is what?
Why that should be acceptable to anyone is beyond me. It is certainly not in our case.
I appreciate your answer and thank you. My concern
is what?
Has to do with the tendency to repeat Russian and Syrian, and even in some cases, I think we'll get into in the closed session, Iranian information, and to discount what comes from our intelligence community.
Unserious. I appreciate everything you just said, and it was all true. But just because you were able to call it out, and it would have maybe not allowed us to attack Russia and Syria. See, anything that keeps us from attacking Russia or Syria or any of these other places, then you're basically pushing Russia and Syria propaganda, regardless whether it's true or not. Okay, regardless whether it's true or not. See, if it benefits Russia, it benefits whatever. Yeah, then you shouldn't say it. You should just go ahead and accept the lie. You should just go ahead and let us go and do whatever we want to do. Okay, not question the intel community, regardless of all the things it could lead to. Now, she just laid down all these examples of us doing the same type of stupidity and the results of it. We did that. Look what happened. This regime popped up. We get ISIS. We get this. We get that. Then y'all wanted to do it over there. And I said, I don't know about that. I know Assad got his issues, but at least he's keeping it stable over there right about now. How about we not do that? And they all wanted to do it. And because she questioned it, now she became an Assad sympathizer. She became a Russian sympathizer. She's pushing Russian propaganda. But what's true is true. And then she tells him exactly what I thought would happen. And his response was, so what? Believe the intel community. Don't question it, okay? Even though what you just said proves that you have the skill to assess these type of situations and make a wise decision, even though what you just said, yeah, and I can't even dispute it. I agree with it. But my conclusion is, so what? Trust the intel community. Now, we're supposed to take this man serious? And then look at this idiot right here. He is going to attack Bobby Kennedy and make a complete ass of himself.
Wow. Let me ask you this way, since it's only about President Trump. I support making it better, Senator. If President Trump asks you to cut Medicaid, will you do it?
Oh, it's not up to me to cut Medicaid. It would be up to Congress. Oh, and
you don't
I'm going to work.
Mr. Kennedy, you don't want to answer? I'll move on.
Look at Kennedy.
Do you know how many
Look at Kennedy. Kennedy, like, what the? Did you not just hear what I said? And you know what's funny about it? This unserious Democrat, you saw the moment in his eyes where he was like, you know what it was? It was like my boy's dad who says stupid things.
Our intelligence community.
And then when it's brought to his attention, you can see the moment in his eyes where he's like, that didn't make no sense. Y'all know my boy Rob, his dad, Big Bob. Yeah, his daughter one day wrecked a car after getting pregnant. She got pregnant, then had an accident. Was sitting in the dining room, and here come Big Bob in there with the J curl and the glasses, the gazelles. Where she at, Mary? The mother's like, you know what, Bob? Just let her go. I'll talk to her. She's in there. She's in the dining room. She already feels bad. No. Look here, Mary. I'm going to handle this. And he walks up in there. He said, so you mean to tell me you hit a parked car that wasn't even moving? And you can see it in his face. Like, wait a minute. He told my boy, you ain't going to have people running in and out of my house all times of the night. I'm just getting up to go to work, and they just leaving. Now, I don't care if they're girl or female. And you can see it in the eyes. Yeah, you can see that dumb moment, like what I just said makes no sense. But I got too much pride. I got to go ahead and ride it out. So this guy's adjustment to making something sound real stupid was to say, you're not going to answer it. He just did.
Let me ask you this way, since it's only about President Trump.
I support making it better, Senator.
Watch his eyes.
If President Trump asks you to cut Medicaid, will you do it?
Oh, it's not up to me to cut Medicaid. It would be up to Congress.
Bam. You see them eyes shift? Wait a minute. He's right. That's what that was. That was that moment where he says, I just thought I was getting him, but I got gotten. He's like, yo, idiot. Why are you asking me that question? That ain't even my job. That would be up to y'all. And he's like, shoot. So my recovery is this.
Oh, and
he's laughing at himself. That's what it is like. Yeah, I flubbed that up. But I gotta pretend that I'm laughing at you, Robert Kennedy, for telling me a fact.
Mr. Kennedy, you don't want to answer? I'll move on.
You don't want to answer? I'll move on. And look at Robert's face.
Do you know how many states?
Man, I know these Democrats, these are former Democrats, y'all. I know listening to this and being subjected to this, I bet you they're going, I can't even believe I was ever a Democrat. When people lead a Democrat party, they look back and go, I can't even believe I was a Democrat, man. That dude straight up was like, if you don't want to answer the question, then I'll move on. And you got to move on because you just made an ass of yourself. Oh, boy. But hey, here's what we're going to do because the Dems, they're always making jackasses of themselves. So last night, I ended the show letting Mayor Conehead have it. And if you're not familiar with Conehead, it's Mayor Johnson, Brandon Johnson, up there in Chicago, who's ruining the city. And for whatever reason, he's holding on to this whole, I'm not going to let the hammer, Tom the Hammer Holman, and Trump come up in this bad boy and take away my precious illegal immigrants. He don't want to cooperate with them. And I'm thinking, man, dude, why are you trying to die on this hill? Yeah. And so we're going to go ahead and end with Mayor Conehead's word salad, and then a little special last minute clip of Mayor Coca versus Cone. Okay, Coca versus Cone. Now, if you're not familiar who Mayor Coca is, I'm talking about Mayor Coconut up there in New York. See, Cone needs to learn from Coca. But let's go ahead and see what's happening with these illegals. Watch this, y'all. Watch this.
Out of here. Come do this shit. Look what the fuck through your house. Look at the fuck through your streets.
Now, you see this illegal immigrant. Now, this right here is the epitome of stupidity. Hey, this dude's supposed to be working because they only come here for a better life. Now, he's taking somebody's construction working job right there because construction workers get some money. And he's taking his time on the job to go ahead and throw out a threat to the hammer. Now, you see how stupid this man is right here? And look what happened. After around and found out.
A few moments later.
You're fired.
Well, look at these. Look at these.
Bye-bye.
What a dummy. Yep. Came and got him right on the job. They're probably right there watching that video like, okay, the background, it looks like he's down on 5th. And aren't they doing construction down there? Okay, let's go ahead and send a crew down there to snag up this guy in the middle of probably making a video. You want some of this? We ain't going nowhere. Trump, you got what? How you get her this fast? That fast? What a stupid dummy. He brought that all the way on himself. So now, this reporter is about to ask Mayor Conehead a serious question. And look how this dummy jumps right into a word salad. What? Where's the sound? Oh, Siri.
Okay, I found this on the web for S question.
Go
and
now.
look how this dummy jumped right.
It was this dummy jumped right in. All right, so here we go.
Illegal alien.
Go back.
Mayor Johnson, there are over 400,000 illegal aliens, migrants in the state of Illinois, city of Chicago.
What?
Many of them have criminal and deportation orders. There are, at best, because of Chicago's sanctuary city policy, a revolving door policy towards illegal aliens who have committed the most heinous of crimes. Chicagoans are asking me, what would it take for you to perhaps take their safety and their security seriously? What if something were to happen, if an illegal were to rape, rob, murder, commit a hit and run against you or Stacy, your wife, would that be enough for you to take this?
Probably not, because he's a reprobate. See, when you get to the reprobate stage, nothing can change your mind. Yeah. So now this guy right here is saying basically what he's doing. He's taking some time to break it down and expose the fact that you're willing to allow these criminal, dangerous, illegal immigrants to run around the city because you don't want your police officers to cooperate with ICE. But you also know that you probably got a security detail and you won't be affected or impacted by all of these illegal immigrants that you're talking about. All of the Chicagoans are willing to defend. See, so how would you feel? What would it take, Cone, for you to wake up? Now, this guy right here, not seeing the writing on the wall. He's not seeing that hammer coming over the hill. So now this guy's trying to wake him up, but watch Cone. He's going to go into a word salad.
Public safety crisis, seriously?
Well,
here we go.
Safety is our top priority. And we've already made critical investments in the city of Chicago to continue to build safer communities. That's why in every major category, violent crime continues to go down because of those investments.
Are you kidding me? Chicago is like one of the #1 cities we hear about every weekend, either Chicago or New York, where somebody's getting pushed on the trains. Then again, LA, Democrat shite holes. That's what we hear about. But this guy right here. Now, here we go. He's going to tiptoe around the office because the response he should have had was absolutely. We need to get these illegal, dangerous criminals up out of this state and out of this city immediately. And I'm going to go ahead and tell my police officers, if you snag one of them, immediately call ICE and send them out of here, but not him.
And so the federal government has a responsibility that if there are individuals that are undocumented that have been convicted of a crime, that is their responsibility to apprehend those individuals.
Not yours. Not yours. You're going to leave that up to the federal government. You see this nasty, stinking dude right here? I can't wait till they bring him up to Congress. So now the federal government's responsible for, even though I done brought these people in here, they're not vetted. I done use y'all tax dollars to shelter them. I done put them in y'all communities and stuff like that. And I actually have many of them that have been caught by the police that committed violent crimes. But I'm going to say, that ain't got nothing to do with us. I'm not going to deport this dude. I'm not going to assist or help ICE by simply turning this person over to them. I'm going to say, if this dude gets caught, it ain't going to be because of us. We caught him, let him back out into Chicago, and say, it's up to y'all. That ain't our job no more. Do you know, this is a, man, this dude, man.
And deport them. That's nothing new. Every administration has done that. Some administrations have been aggressively working to deport individuals. I believe between 2006 and 2016, I believe it was about 2 million individuals were deported. So this is not unprecedented in that regard.
But now see, this guy's not getting the hint. Mayor Conehead is not addressing why he is not taking this more seriously when it comes down to these criminal illegal immigrants. So now he got to intensify the question. He got to make sure he get more specific and see if he could pin Mayor Conehead down.
But the federal agents that have the responsibility to detain and deport undocumented individuals that have been charged or, convicted of a crime, that is their responsibility, and I fully expect them to uphold their... And
it ain't got nothing to do with you, right? They're all on their own, right? You're not a team player, right? Yeah, so you're going to sit back and say, well, we'll just ignore all of them. We're only going to catch the American criminals, okay? The illegal criminals ain't got nothing to do with us, even though I allowed them to come to my city. The very fact that you are a sanctuary city makes all of those folks think if they get to Chicago, they'll be defended by folks like you and probably not turned over to ICE. Oh, he's going to get it.
Uphold the law.
The people of Chicago tell me that your answers are nothing more than double talk, word salad, pre-scripted PR statements. Tom Holman showed up in Chicago and within 24 hours found a convicted sex offender who has been living in our city since 2009, flouting the sex offender registry. If he can do this, why can't you?
Because I don't want to. Because I'm the worst mayor in America. That's why. I'm more committed to the dumb Democrat Party than I am my so-called people. The same guy talking about racism yesterday and slavery and Jim Crow and the Civil War and my people was enslaved and stuff like that. And you're allowing these folks to run around Chicago because you're trying to protect them all. You're sitting back going, you know what? To protect them, I got to even protect the dangerous ones. Yeah, I despise this administration so much and what they're doing. I'm willing to protect the criminals and put my own people in danger. So now he's calling him out and saying, dude, you're trash. And he mentions people are on to you. You are dropping word salads out there, deflecting, going back, talking about some reparations. They ain't got nothing to do with that. And guess what he does? Right here, word salad.
Because that's their job. That is their job. The federal government
not to keep
has a
the people of Chicago
responsibility
safe.
to make sure that individuals who are undocumented, who have been charged with, convicted of a crime. It is the federal government's responsibility to do their part and uphold the law. Our local police department, along with our public health department, along with our other sister agencies, are working to build a better, stronger, safer Chicago. And as we've stated repeatedly, those critical investments, you continue to see the results of those investments as violent crime continues to fall in Chicago. Thank you very much.
So, the next question should have been, so what happens if Chicago PD catches an illegal immigrant breaking the law? They're dangerous, maybe kill somebody, did something like that. What do you suggest they do? I mean, do you just hold them for a couple days, let them out on parole, expect them to come back? Do you do that? Or do you call ICE? See, so this guy right here is saying, look, y'all can come in here and do whatever y'all got to do, but we are not going to help you, even in extreme cases and situations. That puts this guy in the hammer category. He deserves the full-blown hammer, unlike Mayor Coconut, who's been upgraded from Peanut, y'all. This dude needs to learn from Coca. So here's Cone versus Coca. Look at Coca, man. Coca.
And now we're hearing others are saying that Biden should pardon people because this would be difficult on their families and difficult on them, and they would have to pay high legal fees. But what about me? What about those mothers who are placed on FBI watch lists because they were standing up for their children?
What? You see Coca out there working hard for his pardon. So hard for his... Sound like a MAGA Republican right there. Notice he ain't using the racism and the race baiting and all of the stuff he used to. He just using now some facts. It ain't got nothing to do with white or black. It's the Biden administration, the Democrats. They've been weaponizing, and then he got the nerve to pardon his freaking family and his friends on the premise of we don't want them to waste a lot of money, but you hush up, boy, okay? Because you called me out with my corruption and this illegal immigrant stuff. We had to send the feds to visit you. So now Mayor Coconut is out there calling out all this corruption in the government. Look at this. And look who he referenced, y'all. Look who he references.
Well, you said the other day you think that the justice system has been politicized. You believe that, don't you?
Yes, I do, with all my heart. But not only do I believe it.
Who else?
The president stated it.
The president stated it. Go get him, Coca. Working hard for his pardon. So hard for his... Now, you would hope that Cone would learn from Coca. Cone don't learn from Coca. He should be looking over there at Coca like, okay, Coca is trying to make sure that he comes out of this on top as a hero. That he's going to go ahead, line himself up with Trump, make sure he's like, look, Trump even said it. Now I'm able to see. I'm able to see all of the lawfare. Ain't got nothing to do with being black. None of that stuff. It got something to do with being opposed or a threat to the Democrat Party. All of that DEI, all of that wokeness, all of that inclusion and stuff goes right out the window when you don't line up with the Democrat Party. They will sig these weaponized institutions on your butt real quick. It ain't got nothing to do with the black and this and this and that. So now, here's Coca out here working it, man.
Actually, about half an hour ago.
Exactly. So what can you tell us so far that you know?
So what we know is this, that there have been discussions with senior administration officials of the Trump administration with people in the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office about the possibility of dismissing the case. It was an indictment that was brought last September against the mayor, charging him with bribery.
After he came out and said, New York is doomed. I can't see how we're going to come back from this. We're doomed. When he went out and made that speech, all of a sudden, excuse me, sir, could you step over here? I was on my way to something. Yeah, we know. We're going to go ahead and eat your blackberries and your so now here they are talking about why Coca all of a sudden ain't being harsh, when it comes down to fighting for these immigrants. Coca ain't taking a stance. He's not criticizing the Trump administration. Instead, what is Coca doing?
and trying to get foreign campaign contributions. Now, these conversations are sort of a normal part of the of what happens in a criminal court case, but it's unusual in that it comes after the mayor has heavily courted President Trump going to Mar-a-Lago before he was sworn in, and to his inauguration on the day he was sworn in.
Darn right. I bet you Coca showed up at Mar-a-Lago with some roses. Ding dong. Here you go. Here's a housewarming gift. Here's some roses and some chocolates. I just want to say this is a lovely, lovely house you have, Mr. President. Are those pardons on the wall? Are those pardons on the wall? I don't see my name up there yet. Is it going to be up? It's going to be up there? Okay. Yeah. So now, let's get down to how we're going to get these illegal immigrants out of New York. Oh, boy. So I don't want to hear nothing about, you know what, the Coca is up there to befriending Trump for a pardon after watching Biden pardon all his buddies and family members. So let's continue, though.
Now, the president has said that he has felt that the mayor was treated unfairly and has hinted that he might pardon him. But the fact that they're having these discussions now is unusual because of one thing. Just this past month, the U.S. Attorney's Office filed papers saying that they had covered new evidence of criminal activity on the part of the mayor. So it's an unusual development at a time when the mayor also is refusing to criticize much of what Mr. Trump is doing.
Oh, that's why that he's refusing to criticize much of what Mr. Trump is doing, as if to say it deserves some criticism. Trump's following the law and fixing the city, but nonetheless. I don't care. If Coca is out there working for that pardon and it's going to get these illegal immigrants up out of there, great. Absolutely. And the fact that I know the crap that they done drummed up on this guy. You know how foul and stinking the Biden crime family is? I guarantee you whatever bootleg trumped up charges that they're trying to say this guy committed won't even hold a candlestick to Biden and his crime family and his friends. So I don't care. I want to see this man get his pardon, but I also want to see all of those folks in New York get pardoned out of there. That's what I want. I want them out of there. And if Coca's willing to do it, go, Coca, go.
Nice to see you here in Florida.
Look at Coca.
Can you tell me anything about the meeting? Did it go well?
Anytime you meet with incoming presidents go well. Tomorrow I'll be briefing everyone when I get back to the city.
That's right. Coca, like, man, well, you see me with I was just hanging out with my boy Trump. We got a connection because, he's been politically persecuted. Me too. The Democrat Party, they left me behind. So now this is what's going on in New York under Coca.
Mayor Eric Adams is raising no objections to the raids by immigration officials in the Bronx, saying in one case the NYPD coordinated with the arrest of a particularly violent suspect.
Oh, Cone. You need to listen to Coca. You see what Coca's doing? Coca is up here cooperating and going to avoid the hammer on two fronts. He's going to avoid the hammer from this bootleg investigation and the hammer from the hammer. But not Cone. Not Cone. He wants the hammer.
He said, quote, "We will not hesitate to partner with federal authorities to bring violent criminals to justice, just as we have done for years. Our commitment to protecting our city's law-abiding residents, both citizens and immigrants, remains unwavering. But the coordination comes despite New York City's sanctuary status, designed to protect law-abiding immigrants and due process rights, regardless of legal status."
The stupid stuff. See, these Democrats aren't going to learn from Coca. They're dumb.
Comptroller Brad Lander says he'll be looking at the role the city played and continues to play in any arrests made by ICE.
Those laws are clear. When someone has been convicted of a range of serious or violent offenses, cooperation is appropriate, but it is not legal under New York City sanctuary law.
You hear it with that dang on Pee Wee Herman voice?
No, nobody hit me to that, dude. The laws are clear. It's like a needle
that keeps on knitting and knitting and knitting. Man, that Pee Wee Herman look and voice.
Laws for the NYPD to aid
nobody hit me
ICE
to that, dude.
when they show up at a school or a homeless shelter or a hospital.
Democratic Congressman Dan Goldman, who represents Manhattan and Brooklyn, says this is a slippery slope, and these raids go far beyond people suspected of violent crime.
Yeah, it goes far beyond people suspected of violent crime. See how they work hard to protect these illegal immigrants. I hope they lose every election for the end of to the end of time. To the end of time. See, so they're not getting it. But Coca is. Coca's like, look, quiet as kept. It's a bunch of them around the corner. You understand? Y'all probably could catch them right there. Yeah, we shoved them into that hotel. We shoved them into the hotel. Now, I'm gonna walk away. But just, don't tell him Eric sent you though. Don't tell him Eric sent you. So listen to this guy. He's defending them. He don't want them to be scared or concerned and stuff. He want the illegals to be comfortable in America illegally.
He says they're about intimidating all immigrants.
There are people that I am hearing from who are very scared about going to school, going to church, going to medical appointments for fear of being arrested illegally.
Illegally? How you gonna be arrested illegally for being illegal? This is fascinating. This is the logic of Democrats. Clowns, man. So being arrested illegally for being here illegally. What the heck is this fool talking about? Man, okay. So now here I am. I done broke into, dang on Lithuania or somewhere. And I'm up here just enjoying myself. I done got children, a little family. I'm saying, I got doctor's appointments. I'm sitting here and made a life in a whole country, and I'm not registered, not vetted, nothing. And you want to talk about they're scared to go out there. This dude's describing it like it's an everyday occurrence for an American. I wake up today, man, I got to go to work afterwards. I got to run the kids over to soccer practice and this and this and that. You shouldn't be operating like you are comfortable in a country that you're illegally in. But he's talking about they're nervous now. They're scared to go to the doctor's appointment. How are you going to the doctors and you're an illegal immigrant? What are you doing? Who's paying for that? That they're scared to go to schools. Who's paying for these kids in the schools? They should be scared. Shut up, Nala. I have to come in there and work her over in a second. Got me all riled up when I start talking about illegal immigration, listening to these fools.
Meanwhile, Republican Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis, who represents Staten Island and South Brooklyn, cheered the beginning of these raids and more deportations beginning under President Trump.
Yeah.
This is a serious victory for the people of New York who have seen criminals and foreign gang members wreaking havoc on our streets.
Bam! There you go. That's what every mayor and every congressman and woman should be saying. This is a win. Getting these folks out of the city and out of the country is a win, especially if they're dangerous. And you got them worried about accidentally swooping up a couple ones that's just here for a better life and they're cleaning dishes and stuff like that. Yeah, you're worried about that. We're monitoring these arrests. We want to make sure every one of them only arrest folks that probably done killed somebody or did the R word or they're a trafficker or they're a drug addict and stuff like that. Other than that, though, they can stay. A robbery, that's cool. A theft, that's nothing. That's nothing. Like, these people have rights. But this is the Democrats, man. They're unserious. And they're so unserious that they seriously put American citizens in danger by their raggedy policies. Unbelievable. But I'm here to expose it. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. I'm sure there'll be more nonsense to cover as the days and months go on. In fact, I left a lot of nonsense out because you can only cover so much in a day. But I will be back Monday, and who knows? If I get bored, I might slide in something over the weekend. Show YouTube a big fat black eye by hitting that like button on the way out. Share my videos. If you are being unsubscribed, send a note to me. I got somebody already who sent one to me, and I'm going to go ahead and get with YouTube in a second over that. And don't forget, check out Kevin's Corner Store if you can. Get you some merch, or you can simply just help out through my Cash App and my PayPal. There it is. The links are below. And subscribe to my alternative channels. The links are below. And follow me on all the other social media platforms. And don't forget, text MAGA to that number, okay? God bless you. God bless America. We'll see you next time. Go, Coca, go. Go, Coca, go. Yeah, Mayor Coconut, baby. I'm feeling him right now. He better not disappoint me. This is our city. I know you see the way we tear up the place. Yeah. Take care.